And why should you not eat of that upon which the name of Allah has been mentioned, while He has explained in detail to you what He has forbidden you, accepting that to which you are compelled? And indeed, وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا لَيُضِلُّونَ بِأَهْوَائِهِمْ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. And indeed, do many lead others astray through their own inclinations without knowledge. Indeed, your Lord, He is most knowing of the transgressors. It sounds like a convincing argument. If Allah has killed the animal, why can't you eat it? So where is this coming from? Where is this whisper coming from really? Shaitan. These are the kind of ways that he whispers. And it makes sense. It sounds good. It sounds beautiful. Yeah, you're right. If it's been killed this way, then why not? But Allah says, no, eat of the meat that His name has been mentioned over. And again He tells us, indeed do many lead others astray, بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ بِأَهْوَائِهِمْ, with their own desires, inclinations, without having knowledge. Knowledge of what? Scholars say two things. Not having knowledge of Qur'an. So people will comment about the Qur'an, about the judgments in Qur'an, about what's contained in Qur'an without reading it, without studying it. They will say, but the Qur'an says this, but the Qur'an teaches this, but the Qur'an says you have to do this, Qur'an says you can't do that. بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ, without knowledge. And the second thing the scholars say is that they read it, know it, yet still follow their own desires. So it's as if they have no knowledge. So there'll be people who read it, know what is contained, but it's like they're ignorant. Because when it comes to making a decision, they go back to something else. They don't come back to Qur'an. And that is بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. That's coming to conclusions and decisions without knowledge. Indeed, your Lord, He is most knowing of the transgressors. And leave what is apparent of sin and what is concealed thereof. Indeed, those who earn blame for sin will be recompensed for that which they used to commit. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرِ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ. And do not eat of that upon which the name of Allah has not been mentioned, for indeed it is grave disobedience. So clearly Allah now prohibits, you cannot eat that which the name of Allah has not been mentioned over. And indeed do the devils inspire their allies among men to dispute with you. Again, Allah tells us that the devils inspire their allies amongst men. So when people are asking numerous questions about Qur'an, why this ruling, why that ruling, why does it say this, why does it say, and come up with all these logical arguments that sound great, but society is like this, but freedom of speech is like this, but what's wrong with eating meat that's like this? Different things that they will say. All of this is from the whispers of the devils that they put into the minds of people. Why? So the people will dispute with you. If they did it to prophets, are they not going to do it to believers? And if you were to obey them, indeed you would be associates of others with him. أَوَمَنْ كَانَ مَيْتًا فَأَحْيَيْنَاهُ وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُ نُورًا يَمْشِي بِهِ فِي النَّاسِ كَمَنْ مَثَلُهُ فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ لَيْسَ بِخَارِجٍ مِنْهَا كَذَلِكَ زُيِّنَ لِلْكَافِرِينَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And is one who was dead, and we gave him life, and made for him light by which to walk among the people, like one who is in darkness, never to emerge therefrom. Thus it has been made pleasing to the disbelievers that which they were doing. So here Allah questions that there is one who is dead and one who is alive. Are they equal? Can someone who is alive and they're walking with light be the same as someone who's walking with darkness? When you look at those two things, is it possible for them to be equal? Someone with light and someone with dark. It's two opposite things. Like when you want to say they're so different, you say it's as different as night and day, to show the extreme difference, the extreme comparison. So here Allah says there is one who was dead, we gave him life. Life with what? Life with Iman. Life of Qur'an. So the light of Iman came to such a person, and then he walks among the people with that light. What does this mean? He lives his life with the light of Iman, with the light of Qur'an. So now he has a light, and Qur'an is a light that guides. So he has the light of guidance with him now. So he walks amongst the people, Allah says, meaning he lives his life with people all around him. And he's not constantly influenced by the people. Instead, what is he looking to? He's looking to the light of that guidance. So that is what guides him, even amongst so many people. The clear light of Qur'an. Is such a person like one who is in darkness, never to emerge therefrom? So compare that person who has the light of Qur'an, he walks amongst the people, he seeks decisions, He follows that guidance compared to someone who is in darkness, meaning someone who's not following Qur'an. Someone who's instead, if not Qur'an, then what? Following their own desires. Following what the majority says, which Allah tells us is going to mislead from the path of Allah. So this is what darkness is, following the majority, following whatever the desires are saying. And Allah says the two people cannot be equal. Thus it has been made pleasing to the disbelievers that which they were doing. And Allah ends the verse that the disbelievers have had whatever they're doing, it's made pleasing to them. Made pleasing means it's made to look good to them. So the disbelievers have some success. They have some success, some development. It seems like things are going good for them, going well for them. And so they think, there's not much opposition, we're continuing with our success, we're doing things the way we want to, so it's made pleasing to them. Let's continue on this way. It's not like there's anything stopping us. In fact, we're developing more, we're achieving more. But this is Allah who is saying that it's been made pleasing to them that they continue in this way. And thus we have placed within every city the greatest of its criminals to conspire therein. But they conspire not except against themselves, and they perceive it not. So even if people are conspiring against the prophets, conspiring against the deen, actually Allah says they're conspiring against themselves. Why? Because they're following shaitan. And where is he going to lead them? He's going to lead them into the hellfire on the Day of Judgment. So even if they think we are successful, we're conspiring, we're getting away with this, we can do what we want, at the end of the day, it is themselves that they're bringing to ruin. And when a sign comes to them, they say, never will we believe until we are given like that which was given to the messengers of Allah. So it's a sign of pride. We want revelation to come to us, then maybe we will believe. Allah is most knowing of where He places His message. There will afflict those who committed crimes, debasement from Allah, and severe punishment for what they used to conspire.